What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 27 of the Texans franchise. We are in week 16, and as I mentioned last video, we're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars today. It is a big matchup. We have another division game next week against the Titans. So this is a very important game for us to win, and we got to do it on the road. I do believe we would retain it if we lose, because I think I had us beating them the last time we played, because we did in the last file. We'll find out. Let's just hope that we don't have to even think about that, because we just win the game, right? So today we are going to look at the college prospects that we pretty much have to relearn. Now, I don't think we have enough time between now and the end of the offseason or the end of the season to really go through in-depth every position like we did the last time. But what we'll do is we'll just go in there, we'll check out some of the positions. I'm going to give you guys some ideas on where I think we really need to start looking for improvements, and then we'll check out the Jags and then get to the game. All right, so starting off here, looking at the team that we have as of now, where can we look to improve this team? Where do we want to aim in the offseason? And really, guys, it's a wide open area because this team has started to really blossom. We've gotten some great players on defense and on the offensive side of the ball. And more of this right now is about building what we have. But we do have to keep in mind that some guys maybe just aren't pulling the weight that we expect them to pull. And right now, unfortunately, that falls on both Sweet and Dameon Pierce. Neither one of them have really been able to just grab the running back role by the horns and keep it all season long. We've seen glimpses. We had one game here and there where, maybe they go off, but then we are left with nothing for weeks. So I don't know if this is something that we really actually need to answer in the offseason, but it is something that's in the back of my mind because I really don't know what to expect. A potential other option is right tackle, as crazy as that sounds. Elgton Jenkins has been with us now for 2 seasons. This is his 2nd season. And, I just feel like at times his dollar amount is not worth the headache. How many times have we had it where he is missing games because of injury? We've had it where a lot of the penalties or the quick block shedding leading to sacks is coming from his side. And I just feel like if we're going to be getting that kind of production, right, potentially missing games, not the best when it comes to drawing penalties or not drawing penalties, and also getting beat, I'd rather be doing it with somebody who's maybe younger, maybe not as expensive, that sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying I'm just going to go ahead and trade him away as soon as the offseason hits, but it's something that's also in the back of my head for this offseason is there a better option for us, or at least maybe a younger option? I don't expect us to have an 88 overall, but I'm a little disappointed and underwhelmed with what we have gotten out of an 88 overall on the offensive line. For the offensive side of the ball, I think that is about it. Our major concern, I believe, is still on the defensive side of the ball. We got Poe, we got Walker, Slayton has been a beast. We still have guys like Collins and Mechie, and even Jason Dahl, who I'm starting to see flashes of. I don't think we need to touch receiver for a couple of years, depending on how contracts work out. So I'm not too concerned with that. Plus, another thing to keep in mind is we do have Kasim Branch here, the left tackle we drafted this past season. And he could be a guy that could maybe even take over for Jenkins. Or we could do something where we move one of these guys over to right tackle and see what we got there. Now, on the defensive side of the ball is where I'm actually more concerned with, even though we have most of our playmakers on this side of the ball. It just really has not come through yet. It hasn't shown itself yet. Robinson and Cox, I should say, has been absolutely phenomenal this year. Best free agent signing we've had almost, considering what our expectations of him were. I just thought he'd be a filler, but he has actually been a dominant force on this D-line, and I do not plan on bringing him back after this season. For one, I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he was this year. He's going to be expensive, and he's going to get worse. I'm really hoping that a guy like Redmond or Broussard can step up and take over that role, because I think, that's why we drafted these guys. Well, we didn't exactly draft them to be that, but they were more projects, and somebody like Redmond especially is really starting to show through. He's up to a 78 with the TMP, and Robinson is no young player either. He's 29 years old, so we're also going to have to look into replacing him eventually. Corner is another area that I really think we need to focus on. We know Stingley is going to be good. He's superstar, 82 overall. Williams, I think, is going to be a great corner to have for us, whether that be on the outside as our number 2, or if maybe even a slot situation. But Desmond King's time is also going to be coming to an end here. I don't foresee us bringing him back. I'd rather start bringing somebody else in or seeing what we have in a guy like Kelvin Joseph. So this offseason, and as you guys know from the last file, my intention was to try and narrow down on a corner. So we'll be looking at those guys again today as well. I am not sold completely on a guy like Frank Bonner yet. Obviously, when we drafted him, I didn't expect him to be like the guy, but he hasn't even gotten to star dev yet. Petrie has now gone from normal all the way up to superstar, and we just haven't seen that same thing out of Bonner yet. Plus, I'm really not even calling his name, which not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's good if your name's not called in the secondary, but we're not seeing those game-breaking plays, those game-changing plays, the forced fumbles, the interceptions. You know, we're not seeing that stuff out of Bonner. So those are the areas that I'm really focused on us trying to shore up this offseason. Of course, if we end up finding somebody like on the D-line to fall in behind Grenard or McManus for the time being, or even a linebacker, which I think we are pretty set at linebacker right now, I'm not going to not pull the trigger, but my biggest concern is the secondary right now, shoring up this offensive line a little bit, at least for the future, and then potentially seeing if there's anything out there for the running backs, because that is a big point of emphasis in our offense. We just haven't really been able to produce a consistent offensive attack, and I really want us to be able to do that. And I know this book can help us do that because I've seen it work. So that's where we're at right now. Let's go check out the prospects. Obviously, with a new file comes a new draft class, so I'm learning this stuff just the same as you guys are. Looks like we have only one first-round quarterback in this one, which is different from the last few. Seontae Goodson out of Cincinnati, projected to be a top 5 pick at quarterback, but then you see Teddy Vance here dropping off all the way round 2 to 3, and then a few day 3 guys before it trickles off into the undrafted guys. There is quite a few running backs in this class, which sort of works in my favor, of course, because like I just said, I feel like this might be a situation where we might have to look at taking a running back, or at least considering it. And one of the guys that I actually already put a focus on was Joseph Lowry. This guy jumped off the page to me immediately. He's 6'1", 226, but he's listed as an elusive back. Now, I know we've seen this before with these backs where they're sort of the same way one or another. His speed and all that stuff doesn't look to be the greatest, but some of these skills look really good. A, trucking, A, break tackle, B, ball carrier vision, B, carrying, C, juke move, C, spin. And if he is indeed an elusive back, he might be able to be the elusive guy for us, while either Sweet or Pierce really become that power back role for us. I know that he's the weight seems off, considering he's, you know, thinking about him being an elusive back, and I'm still not sure if this is something I want to go with. That's why I wanted to focus train him, because if I don't see anything different than what we're already seeing with Sweet and Pierce, then it doesn't make much sense. But he looks like a really, really good prospect, especially given his projection of rounds 2 to 3. But we could even look at a guy like Seontae Patton, Calvin Pierman, you know, some of these smaller guys that you know are going to be a little bit quicker. Mario Fleming here, Jeff Barber. There are some guys and some options here for us to look at. I just said it before, I'm not at all looking at wide receivers, so none of these guys even matter. If it comes to a point where there's nothing else to choose, maybe I take a flyer on a guy here later in the draft and just take a look and see what I can find. But again, I'm really not too concerned with trying to bring in a wide receiver at this point. We have so many of them already. Same with tight end, just not really much of a need. We have so many dudes. We got Walsh, we got Jordan, and then we got Tyler Jones. So our tight ends are set for quite some time. Looking at tackles is something that I'm considering, and it's a good draft for it too. There's 4 potential first round left tackles here. Hugh Carrington, Kasim Jefferson, Jamal Butler, and Gary Samuel. Hopefully we learn a little bit more about this, but I also made a mistake when I was doing this, and I simmed past week 1 and it didn't let me sign any different scouts, so I had to sort of just put pieces together where I could. I'm not sure how well it's going to help me. The interior line is once again sort of lacking. Well, I guess right guard has a few options. Chandler Thompson, Brenton Lennon, and Bryce Snyder, but I don't foresee us looking at right guard. I haven't been upset with Nate Davis as much as I have been Elton Jenkins. And then on the right side, Cedric Yarbrough and Jay Kramer, the only 2 round 1 options. Have a couple of more mid rounds like Markel Suttle and Robert Willis. You know, it looks like left tackle might be the play. I do like some of the ratings I'm seeing though, like somebody like Jay Kramer here. 6'4", 337. He's got a lot of A's, it looks like. Yeah, A impact, A lead, B run block power, D run block finesse. So it looks like he's more of a guard in progress, I guess. Depends on where the rest of these guys fall. I didn't even look at that on this side, but ooh, look at this. Kasim Jefferson. 22, 6'6", 306. He's going to be more of an agile. Yep, you can tell by his ratings. He's going to be more of an elusive or agile or zone tendency type blocker. A impact, A awareness, B run block finesse. B's, it looks like it'll be B or C for the pass block finesse. I'm assuming he's going to end up being, for our first round pick, we have some options here. If we want to go with a tackle, which it might end up coming to that. Who knows? We'll see. On the defensive side of the ball, I didn't spend any time on the left ends or the right ends. This was one that also had a situation where they already had a scout there, and it ended up being one of the more loaded ones of that region. So I said, forget it, just threw them on there, and we'll just see how it plays out. I hope it, doesn't end up hurting us, but we do know a lot about the defensive ends now, which is good. I really wish I wouldn't have made that mistake because I had to waste all the scouts on areas that I did not want to. It didn't even let me change their location. It was really weird. I don't know if it was a glitch or what, but I couldn't change anything. I was just stuck with wherever the scout was already selected, and it has my own fault, but still sucks because now I spent a national scout on defensive ends when I really didn't want to do that, but I also didn't want to put it on something that didn't even fit the scout and then have a wasted tier 3. So I don't know, just one of those things. But who knows, maybe we can find our next Robinson type defensive tackle. We definitely have our 2 big guys with Broussard and Redmond, but maybe we can find that guy that can move inside to be more of a 3 technique, sort of like Brandon Myers here, 6'3", 287. We don't necessarily need to take somebody who can fit on the outside in our scheme. And honestly, looking at Brandon Myers, he's got A block shedding, A impact, A tackle, B play rec, and he's got C for power moves and awareness. His finesse moves are a D, but we don't really need that. We want the power moves at D tackle. So this is another option that could be there in the first round if we want to try to take him and slide him inside. And then of course the D tackles. There are a few of them, not too many, but there's a decent handful, especially in the mid rounds area. From 3 to 4 back to day 3, and there's quite a few of them, I should say. Emmett Rudd, Jason Talbot, Quentin Whitlock, Larry Newman, Jalen Watford, Spencer Tiller, Felix Pemberton. See, a guy like Pemberton, I'm not even going to look at. We have 2 guys like that already. I don't want to draft another guy that's, straight up a nose tackle. I like having that as an option, but I don't want it for both guys. Jimmy Jarrett, this is more of the body style I think I'm looking for another D tackle. Maybe a little bit heavier, but nothing too crazy. Something like this, like Ronnie Mooney or Matt Brown. The 309, 310 range might not be bad at all. Bobby Hillman is another guy here that could be a good option. 6'5", 289. He is 23. So I'm not a fan of that, and his block shedding is crap. Okay, so maybe never mind. And now we're on to the corners. Of course, this is a emphasis point for me in the draft, and that's why I chose to put 2 of the focus players for the training on these guys. I really liked Cordavius Jenkins and Pat Sharpton's game. I like the guys that are a little bit taller. Stevenson being 5'10". It's not that he's not in the running for a potential, you know, selection, considering it is for the slot position potentially, but I did want to get a look at somebody like Cordavius Jenkins and Pat Sharpton because of their builds. And we know quite a bit. Jenkins being 21, 6'1", 183. He's got really good intangibles, really good ratings here. Great to elite, great to elite. You see a lot of speed, it looks like, in this guy's future. And then you look at the attributes. A lot of B's, a few C's, but nothing as bad as what we were seeing in the last file. My God, the last file, the corners were absolute crap. And then Pat Sharpton here as well. He looks to be more of a zone corner, 6 foot, 204, 22. He doesn't have as much speed though as Jenkins, but his awareness is really good. His injury is good. His zone is good. Tackling is good. So he does have some good qualities about him. It's just that speed is definitely not going to be up to par with Jenkins. But then once you get past Sharpton, it sort of just falls off a cliff, because now you got one round 2 to 3, and then you have 3 to 4, and you're already into day 3. So if it looks like, unless something unlocks here and I find some absolute gem down here, that we're going to have to hit corner early if we want to get a playmaker, or at least a chance at a playmaker and a game changer. But we'll see what happens as the season progresses. And then at safety, I didn't put too much stock in the safety position just because, you know, we have some guys right now, even though I did make comments about, you know, seeing more out of a guy like Bonner. But we're not to the point yet where I'm ready to just get rid of him at all. And we'll see what we get out of him the rest of the season. And if it comes to it, I can always come back and I can always review these guys then. So, and now that we've looked at the prospects, it's time for us to take a look at our upcoming opponent. We know a majority of the players on this team, but since the reset, I don't know the whole team either. So let's take a look and see who we're going to be facing. Of course, they are led by Trevor Lawrence, and hopefully he does not get hurt, because my gosh, it does not look pretty behind him. They have Travis Etienne Jr., and he is a 91 in this file. Wow, okay. And they brought over Jamal Williams from Detroit. That is an excellent veteran running back to bring over. Looks like they have a couple of young guys down here as well. And then at the wide receiver position, they have Christian Kirk, of course, Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones, Jimmy Randall, who looks like he was drafted last year and is an X factor. 5'11", 202, 22 years old. Not the best speed, but he's got good acceleration. He's got good catching. His route running is coming along well. Change of direction is really good. An excellent kick returner. Wow, okay. So the Jaguars have themselves a really good wide receiver core, similar to what we saw with the Colts last week. They still have Evan Ingram here, along with second-year man Danny Clinton. I'm going to change that number because I'm so sick of tight ends wearing numbers in the 40s. And Luke Farrell down here at the third tight end. The offensive line is going through sort of a retooling, but they have some really good depth. Looking here at Tyrone Moore, another second-year guy that's really panned out for the Jags. Nick Leverett is here, but they do have an option over here under Brandon Sheriff with Adrian McConnell, who I'm assuming is a day one starter here on the left side, or maybe Sheriff slides over, whatever the case is. But Jaguars is doing a really good job, it looks like, in the last season or two in the draft area, because that's a pretty big addition to your team. And then they, of course, have Jawan Taylor here at right tackle. Going over to the defensive side of the ball, Zach Seiler is here. Charles Omenihu. Daniel Carroll, another second-year guy starting. I wonder if he is starting. No, I'm assuming Omenihu is. Way too low of an overall. And then in the middle, they have Devon Hamilton. Josh Allen still here. I had to fix this, by the way. They let him go, and it's something I can't remember what happened, but as I was going through, I tried to fix some things that I just saw that were really stupid, and this was one of them. So I brought back Josh Allen and put him back on the Jaguars where he belongs. They also have Jason Key, who they drafted last year. They have Olaquin and Lloyd in the middle, along with Chad Muma, so a really good middle linebacker group. And then, of course, Trayvon Walker on the other side. Going over the corner position, we have Tyson Campbell, Shaquille Griffin, Marquestin Wise, another rookie, 6'1", 183. Wow. I wonder if this guy's going to be similar to what we get out of Jenkins. I mean, he's like the same exact build, 6'1", 183. Now, obviously that might change, but, and then after Wise, we have Denard Fuller, another rookie. So they drafted 2 rookies in this draft, and both of them are already getting playing time. Denard Fuller, 6'2", 188. Vernon Ash, a 3rd rookie. So they must have just retooled their entire secondary in this draft, because 3 guys all coming from this draft class, and not bad choices either. Andre Cisco here at free safety, and then Steve Santiago. Wow, they must have had a loaded secondary class for this year, because that is the 4th guy now we've seen that as a rookie, and they must have hit it out the park as well. 76 overall, and that's with his overall lowered. Jamar Johnson, and then Tyree Gillespie. And the very last thing that we need to do before we get to the game is take a look at the re-sign players. There is one player in particular that I know I want to offer a contract to, and this is at your guys' request from a few videos ago. And you guys are saying, give Nico Collins another contract. And well, I am here to offer said contract, because regardless of what happens to Poe or Walker, I feel like Collins is an excellent option for us to have, even if it's at the 3rd or 4th or even 5th position on this team. And it doesn't look like he's asking for too much money either. So let's go ahead. We're going to offer him. I'm not going to offer him 3 years. I want to do a 2-year deal, but I'm going to bring his bonus up to $2.5 million and see if that gets him to sign. I know his interest level is low, so I'm not too high on him taking this first contract offer, but 2 years, $11 million, really not that bad of an offer. So let's see what happens. Nope. Dang. Okay, so not even that will bring him back. I do want to re-sign Brevin Jordan. I think he is a good fit for this team. So I'm going to offer him neutral, considering that he's already interested enough in re-signing with us. And we get that deal done. There we go. I'm going to leave Fletcher Cox alone. We should really re-sign our punter and kicker. Yeah, I tried offering it to him earlier or last week, and he said no to me. Look at that offer I gave him. But we'll offer him the player-friendly 3 years. He is a good punter. I don't want to lose him. Oh, come on. Okay, now he's being picky. What about Lutz? Is Lutz going to give me problems too? Well, he's got good interest. We're still going to do player-friendly. He should take this. There we go. So Will Lutz is under contract. We might be looking at a different punter, though, if Gillikin doesn't get his act together. Oh, I forgot that Robinson was up again this year as well. Did I offer him a contract in the last file? Why don't you guys let me know down below? I can't remember if I did or not. I thought I did. Kelvin Joseph, somebody I do want to try and re-sign. He doesn't have much interest, and I really don't want to overpay for a guy who could be our 4th corner next year, considering how the offseason goes. So I'd honestly probably want to do a team-friendly deal for him. I don't mind keeping him, but I can't, you know, like going to the neutral even. 3 years, 11 million almost. That's a lot for a 4th corner, in my opinion. Granted, he's a 76, but that's sort of my point here is, does it pay to keep him if he's our 4th guy? I will at least want to see what happens at team-friendly deal. And just, I'll do this, and I'll bring the bonus up a little bit. Okay, he wants a bigger offer. We'll see if we can come to an agreement with Joseph, but I just feel like there's more guys out there that I could get to do his job for cheaper. Ross Blacklock. I think considering, you know, what we could do here, but that would really leave us lacking. I could just let Robinson and Fletcher Cox go, and I could re-sign Blacklock, and then we'd have Redmond, Broussard, Blacklock, and we just need to bring in a guy between the draft and free agency to be that 4th. Because I've gotten a lot of the use out of Blacklock. I think that he's actually played rather well for us. So, and I don't think he's gonna be that expensive either. Even if it's just a 1 year, let's just do it. 1 year deal. You know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'll hold off on him as well and wait until I see what happened with Robinson. If I offered Robinson a contract and he took it in the last video, I will honor that in this series I will honor that in this file as well, and I will give him a contract to get him to stay on the team. Holding off on Hopkins, holding off on Brooks, holding off on Jacobs. So it looks to be like that is everybody right now. I don't think I'm going to be bringing Obo back. We'll see what happens after he hits that 30 wall. I'm a little worried he might regress because he hasn't been playing much. So we'll see. We'll see. But right now, I'll wait to see what happens with Robinson and, of course, Blacklock, and we'll go from there. But, yeah, let me shut up. Let's go take on these Jags. Sunny Jacksonville, Florida, for our fifth division matchup of the season. Of course, just our second one that we're seeing thanks to the lovely Madden, but we're going to just leave that alone. We got ourselves a good matchup. Gilbert taking on Trevor Lawrence. Can we see what we need to see from this team today to continue our push? We're sitting at 8-5, and we are, I would say, one serious win in the division away from closing the chapter on the rest of the teams, because we only have one more game left in the division after this week, and that is against the Titans. But it's going to take a lot. We need to be able to contain Trevor Lawrence, and also that guy right there, Travis Etienne Jr., 91 overall running back. That receiving core looks pretty nasty, but we thought the same last week and we were able to get it done. Can we continue our hot streak in the AFC South? All right, guys, you got to let me know down below as well. Do you guys have this thing in your game where the players' arms just seem to glow in the sunlight? Do you guys see that right now? Look at the players' arms. They're literally glowing. It's almost like they messed up a texture file or whatever you want to call it there. But either way, we're going to start things off on defense. Lawrence back to pass right away. He finds a man underneath for a quick first down, a gain of 10. And it was Calvin Ridley, the former Falcon, making the play there. Now come out in single back. Tight end in motion. Handoff, and oh my gosh, we blew that one up. Robinson came flying through with Fletcher Cox and absolutely destroyed. I mean, there was no block attempt, and I forgot to change the tight end's number from 42. My gosh. Lawrence under pressure. He's got to throw it, and he will not. And Grenard finally tracks him down at the 14-yard line. And right now, our defense opening up this game with some amazing play up front. Lawrence needs a huge play here, and he's going to look for it deep down the left side. He's got a man downfield, and it's incomplete. Huge play from our cornerback gives us the 3-and-out, and now it's time for Dylan Gilbert. Last week, an up-and-down performance. We saw him throw 3 interceptions, maybe 4 even. I'm not even sure. It was a horrible start to the day for him, but he ended up rallying back. We end up getting the win, and Gilbert was a big part of that. Can we start off on a better foot this week than we did last week? I do have Davison and Pierce getting a lot more playing time this week. I want to try this rotation a little bit and see what's going to work for us. Quick strike over the middle, caught by Jordan Walker, and he's out to the 44, a big pickup of 14. So right now I have Sweet listed as the power back only. So on the I formation, we'll see Sweet. Everything else we should be seeing Pierce or Davison. As Gilbert trying to get outside, and he does, and he'll end up getting 5 more. I thought he was going to get tackled there, but that lineman just dove for him and completely whiffed on it. Empty backfield here, 2nd and 6. Gilbert steps up, fires, and it is caught. Alex Poe, and that gets us the first down. And now we're back in this big set here. I expect a run on this play. No, we're going to throw out of it. A quick throw at that. It's Slayton on the slant, and he gets the first. No, just shy of the first. And you see there, 11 catches, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns last week against the, who was it, the Eagles, I think, that we simmed. And so that's 2 back-to-back performances for him. If you remember from the game we watched against the Colts, he had a magnificent game. Handoff to Pierce, and he is hit forward for a gain of 5. I'm going to go right back to Pierce. Pierce threads the needle up the middle, and he'll get another nice carry. That one for 6. 2 carries, 10 yards. Davison checks in the backfield. And Gilbert, oh, he's going to take off immediately, and he's got the first down. Oh, man, you got to slide. Still not sliding, but hey, he gets the job done when we need it to. We just need him to hold on to that ball. As long as he does that, I'm happy. 1st and 10 from the 18. Offense is driving with ease. Gilbert, a quick strike over the middle. Walker with another catch down to the 10. Quick drop back. Gilbert, Walker again, and he's down to the 1. Absolutely killing them on this short route here. Can we do it again? 1st and 10. Quick handoff. Pierce up the middle. Touchdown. And we're going to score on the opening drive. Great way to start this game off. Well, we opened up with a 3-and-out for our defensive stand, and then we go right down the field and score, and now the Jaguars come back out here. A beautiful move by Etienne, another one, and he'll get out to the 27. A nice pickup of 4. Best play of the day so far for the Jags, as we have held them in check. Lawrence gets it off just in time, and he's got a target, but he's out of bounds. It was Zay Jones. Could not get the feet down, and now they'll find themselves in yet another 3rd down situation. Much more manageable than the last drive. And, oh, he throws it right to Stingley. Stingley with the play on the first drive, and now gets the interception on the second drive, and our defense stepping up big time already in this one. Yeah, that was just a bad throw. I mean, Stingley, hats off for being in the right place at the right time, but that is just a bad throw. I don't know if he was thrown short of the receiver or if he overthrew Etienne, but either way, that was destined for disaster as we come out now in plus territory at the 31, up 7. Single back look, 3 tight ends, all split to the right side. We hand it off to Pierce again, who finds a beautiful crease, cuts it back left side, and he'll pick up another 11 yards down to the 20. Shotgun here. Gilbert, quick drop back, fires it quickly to Poe, who makes the catch down to the 9. Another big play. Offense and defense both clicking right now for us. And man, if the Jags are not careful, we could turn this into an ugly game very soon. Quick drop back for Gilbert, and he runs right into the pressure. And that's a good way to answer back for Jacksonville, as they'll get the sack. It was Seiler on the sack off the left end position, as Gilbert was just trying to get away from the interior pressure and runs right into the waiting arms of Zach Seiler. And now 2nd and goal from the 13. Pierce still lined up in that I formation. And we're going to go back to him, and fighting forward. And he'll get most of those yards back. Actually gets all of those yards back. Now 3rd and goal at the 8. We need a big play here. Quick throw, incomplete, but there's a flag down. Are we going to get pass interference? We are. The corner or the linebacker sort of cut across Poe as he was trying to make a play on the ball, and they throw the flag, and that is a killer for the Jags. We are now set up 1st and goal, 4 wide here from the 1. Hand off to Pierce and make it number 2 on the day. Damian Pierce into the end zone for the touchdown. 13-0. The Jaguars are reeling big time. They don't even have positive yards yet in this game, plus the interception. Now Lawrence has to find a way to get this team out of this funk, as he'll find it with his 2nd-year tight end out to the 31, pickup of 8 yards. They have not yet gotten a first down in this game. 2nd and 2. Here's a good shot for one. Lawrence, quick throw, incomplete, and they get a flag, and I think they're going to get pass interference on Devin White. Yes, they will. Getting there just a little bit too early. You could argue that they were sort of hand fighting, but you know, if the call got called on the last drive for us, you knew that they were going to call that one. 1st and 10, and Etienne with a big hole, closes up quickly. Greedy Williams and Bonner teaming up. Gain of 4, and that's going to bring us under a minute left in this first quarter. a crazy quick first quarter as well. Lawrence, plenty of time, fires. He's got Jones and a first down. This should be the last play of the first quarter. Kirk in motion. They're going to hand it to Kirk, and we sniff that out. Petrie was right there. Loss of 2 on the play. Not a good way to start on first down, but hey, they're at least in good field position here. Hand it off to Etienne, and he is out or down to the 41. A nice pickup of 5. Make this third down much more manageable. Lawrence, quick throw, wide open. Kirk over the middle. He pays for it, but he holds on, and the Jags now on the move inside the 30, inside field goal range, looking to answer back to this 14-point deficit. 4 wide. They do a little delayed handoff. Etienne spinning off of 1, but then dropped by Greenlaw. A lot of effort for a yard, but you can see the fight that the Jags have. They know they're not out of this thing yet. Lawrence, another quick strike, and it's caught. Jones once again. That's the second time on this drive they've been able to get that little curl route there to Jones, and it's worked. Greedy Williams getting beat twice there. I mean, not really, because he's right there, but oh boy. And there comes the guys. It's Grenard coming off of one end and King off the other for the sack. That's our second sack of the day. And Grenard has been involved on both of them. 2nd and 18 now. All the way back at the 21. They need the 2.5-yard line for a first down. Lawrence standing tall, fires. Kirk open, and Kirk down to the 10. Another empty set now. Lawrence steps up under pressure, and he's going to throw it away. I formation with Pierce, hand it off to him, and he's going to get 5 more. Make it 6. 7 carries, 34 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And now Sweet gets his first carry, and my God, he had nowhere to go. Jenkins got blown up on the play. It's going to be a loss of 2. And now 3rd down. Gilbert running for his life. He just chucks it in the air and right into the arms of the linebacker. Where was he going with that? And after the 2-minute warning, we find ourselves 3rd and 3. Haven't really been able to push the ball downfield a whole lot. But Gilbert has done some good things today as he somehow gets away. Oh my, I just knew something was going to happen. I just knew it. Oh man, as soon as I saw him he didn't slide, I was just like, man, something stupid's gonna happen here. The way he glitched out of that sack animation. Oh man. Both sides making bad decisions with the football. Now that's multiple turnovers now in this half as Lawrence fires it outside, incomplete again. Not able to get it to his receiver in time before he hits that sideline. And doesn't matter. They're going to go back to that empty set. Lawrence steps up, gets rid of it, and they're going to get a free play out of that one because they're going to call us for roughing here. Yep. Ashawn Robinson gets the call. We've been getting back there so quickly that it hasn't really affected us in a bad way yet, but now you can see that, there's going to be times when we don't get back there in time. We still try to put that hit on him. The ref's going to call that. Quick throw, and wide open is Ridley. Where was the defense? All right, so I just took a look, and I see that this was supposed to be a cover 2. It looks like it's disguised as either a cover 3 or a cover 1 look, but since we're not lined up and manned, I'm assuming this is supposed to just give the appearance of a cover 1, and what happens is it's actually a sort of a really good play design. Not that they knew they were seeing a cover 2 look, but what happens here is Stingley is in charge of the flats, and Petrie is actually the deep defender that's supposed to be on this side of the field, but because they're disguising as a cover 1, he's way out of position. And they run 2 routes over here. King is down here on Ingram, which really isn't a bad spot from the B. We need to have somebody there. But Stingley, doing his job, he stays in the flats. And as soon as that happens, Petrie is still out of position considering the disguised look we give. And Ridley just makes the catch and brings it home. I mean, you can say it was busted coverage, but really it was a great play call, and I think we just got a little too cute with trying to disguise what we were actually doing on defense. Well, after giving away a timeout for absolutely no reason and then giving up on the drive, the Jaguars back out here, and they're going to call that again. They're going to do that same exact play again. Well, this time at least we don't give that up. Well, that's good. I've been noticing that the last 2 episodes where they're just calling all of these audibles. I've never seen that before. That's strange. Play action, Lawrence lets it go. Deep shot to Kirk, and it's caught. That's a strike. He had pressure in his face as well, so that was a beautiful throw by Lawrence. But if we don't do something here soon, we're going to give them... Oh, almost picked by King. As I was saying, we're going to give them some extra points here if we don't find a way to stop the bleeding at this point, because we are definitely bleeding at this point in the game. Oh, and there we get a fumble. Devin White, pick it up and run, man. Run. He's gone. What a play. Devin White for the touchdown. Wow. Man, I had a feeling when they stood him up, we have a chance to strip the ball. Bonner does a great job, and then White just comes over like a wrecking ball and just smacks the ball out of Kirk's hands. Wow. What a way to end the half. That's how you answer back. When your offense is faltering, you need the defense to step up, and we do just that. 21-13 going into the half. And after that big fumble return touchdown, we get to open things up here in the second half. Hand off to Pierce, who gets a beautiful crease off the right side, shoving defenders down on his way to the 38, and Trayvon Walker is hurt. I think he had that sack earlier today, so hopefully he is not too banged up. Gilbert steps up, fires. Beautiful throw to Slayton, just squeezed it in there. And Slayton holding on, 2nd and inches. Gotta expect another run from Pierce here. Oh, play action. Uh-oh. Should have handed it off. I don't know what you're doing there, man. Just running backwards. Hey, I don't like having 3rd and short. Let's just run backwards to make it 3rd and 11. That's the smart decision. Have a scrambler, they say, so they don't run backwards. Well, touche, Madden. Oh, I don't know who left Walker that wide open, but we'll take it. I'm not going to be upset about that. 5 catches, 60 yards for Walker. One of the best performances I think he's had so far this year, as now Slayton makes the catch down to the 40. Yeah, I mean, we're doing good things through the air, but Gilbert just has not seemed to want to push the ball downfield much at all. 13 completions, not even 130 yards. I feel like there's, I don't know. Maybe I'm being extra. Oh, man. Oh, no, I thought he caught that for a second. I thought it was going to be picked, and then I thought Poe caught it. But all in all, it's a drop, 3rd and 2. 4 set for us here. We're going to hand it off to Pierce, and Pierce does an excellent job bending it back to the left side and getting the first down. He's closing in on 100 yards, 13 for 71. Maybe it's Sweet that needs to go. Uh-oh, nothing home there. Gain of 1. You know, because like for a while I thought maybe it was just randomly this week, but it does feel like we get a little bit better from Pierce when he's in. Like, look at that play. Pushing himself all the way down to the 19, and now Nate Davis is hurt. 1st and 10 from the 19. Jones is in motion. Going to go pass over the middle. Slayton on the slant route, and another completion down to the 7. Gilbert does a good job right there of sort of threading the needle and throwing Slayton open in between those 2 flat defenders right there. Good thing for us, neither linebacker saw it coming, because otherwise they could have potentially jumped it, but... Oh, and we're going to get called for holding, it looks like. 1st and goal now, all the way back at the 17. Let's see what we got in our bag of tricks here. Gilbert. Quick throw to Walsh underneath, down to the 12. That's, I think, Walsh's first catch of the day. An eerily quiet day for him. Usually he's got a few catches at this point. Second and goal. We're going to go back to this 4-wide look, similar to what we did on the last drive before the penalty. And a shot to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Alex Poe going up with Griffin, and he brings it down in traffic. What a play. Alex Poe, what a beast he's been this year. And Gilbert finally letting it rip in the end zone, and we're going to extend this lead once again. Lawrence backpedaling under pressure, and he's going to throw it away a second time in a row. Pressure getting there again, similar to how it did in the first half. It seemed to trickle off a little bit, but it's starting to make its way back. But, oh, we left Zay Jones wide open. And a huge play for the touchdown. The Jaguars answering back in the fourth quarter. I want to take a look at this play and see if this is the same setup as the other side of the field when they scored in the last one. Yeah, guys, this is the same exact play. Same exact play. But it looks like it's flipped this time. So here we go. We have... Well, I don't even know where Williams is going. I guess he's taking the flat defender. Nobody goes with Christian Kirk, so really they had either option. But obviously you're going to take Zay Jones because he's wide open. But again, this is that look where Bonner is... You know, same as Petrie on the last one. He is responsible for this whole half of the field. But when they overflood this route concept over here, and we don't have enough bodies, you know, the Madden is, I mean, Williams, you can't even be mad at Williams or Stingley in the last play because their assignment is the flats. They've got to stay home with the flats. You just need, you know, a safety, Petrie and Bonner, to get over there more. I don't like how, and we saw this on the play with on the other side with Ridley and Petrie. They're not making enough attempt to get to that side of the field and realize that there's serious issues coming your way. They're not able to read that this receiver is already breaking past the first line of containment and you're the last guy in that area. So it's just, once again, the same play flipped against the same play. I don't know what are the chances of it getting called again against that same look, but they burn us twice now with this one, and now they're going to find themselves, you know, back within a touchdown with plenty of time left on this clock. 6.5 minutes to go, down by 11. Oh, man, here we go again with that crap. I'm not liking this new thing. It's exploiting the defense. It really is. Yep, it's exploiting the defense. This isn't fair. This is a serious issue with the game. Honestly. I'm going to go and see if that's the same play. Yeah, same exact look. Same exact look. And it's a cover 2. I don't know why all of our... And this is a different play too. It's not the same as the last one. But it's still a cover 2 variant. But why, if we're playing cover 2... Are we playing single high? I mean, obviously I understand the concept of doing that, but like, come on, man. Like, this isn't cool at all. The safeties are not realizing, like, you've got to get back. Like, you can see, look at the dude over there. He is running backwards, right? But look at this safety. He's playing this almost like a cover 3 where there's just potential for threat over the middle. And then, on top of it, he gets dragged back inside here because of Evan Ingram sort of seeming to run a post route. I mean, it's honestly, like, it's a good play call, but now because of it happening almost every time that they're running that audible, that's got to be an exploit in the game. There's something wrong with the coding for the defensive backs and not know what to do there. You know, like, that's not okay. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because this is Madden, you know, but this was not an issue 2 weeks ago. I've never seen this before. You guys have probably never seen this before. I know we haven't seen it on this channel before. Not to this extent, at least. Has it maybe been there before? Yes, but I've never seen, since I rebuilt this file, this is the first time, well, really since the whole issue with the file saves, have I seen a quarterback audible into a play that manipulates the AI's tendencies on defense 3 times in one game. Like, that's crazy. After that short gain there, 2nd and 6, 5:22 to go. Lawrence back under pressure, lets it go over the middle. Ridley with another big catch, and he's out to the 49-yard line. Lawrence has been picking us apart with Calvin Ridley. I mean, obviously with this issue with the cover 2 look, but even over the middle too, they've been getting open. 6 catches, $175. Handoff, and Queen does a beautiful job in the open field, bringing down the running back there and not allowing him to get outside, because it did not look like we had much contain out there. Coming up on the 4-minute mark here, we need a stop though. Lawrence dropping back under pressure, and he gets rid of it just in time and almost throws it another interception. Devin White just could not corral it, and that would have been a huge game changer for us right there. 3rd and 10. Lawrence firing it deep again, and it's caught. Once again, this one it's Zay Jones working against Stingley. Jaguars have life from the 30. 2 receivers over 100 yards against us. Lawrence running out of time. He's going to throw this thing to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for Jones again. Well, like I said before in the first quarter when things were looking bad, like, we know that this team can strike and strike fast. They have done just that today many times. And that time we get a good play out there and we force a throwaway. But we need to force another one here. We need to force something here, because if we don't hold them to 3, we're going to be looking at needing a game-winning drive. And we will not stop him. Burke gets just enough for the first down. And now under 3 minutes at the 19, Jacksonville trying to put this in the end zone to take the lead for the first time today. McManus is not having it. Loss of 2 on the play for Etienne, and we have done an excellent job on the ground, but it's been the passing, of course. And now they're going back to this 5-wide look. Lawrence. Oh, good job. Good job by Williams. I was afraid it was going to be similar to the last plays where some guys just wide open down the sideline, but that time our defenders in the area, I feel like they're not far enough back in the field to pull that off again. Uh-oh, Lawrence under pressure, has to throw it quickly, and it is brought down 4th and 10, and they're going to go for it. Why not? They have to. This is the game right here. Lawrence back to the end zone. It's caught. No! What? They said it was broken up. He doesn't have the ball in his hands. No way. He doesn't have the ball in his hands. What just happened? He dropped it. Are they counting it for a touchdown because he held on though? What just happened? And they're giving it to him. The ball hit the ground and they're giving it a touchdown. And now they just get a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. What in the world just happened? This play is marked as an incomplete pass broken up by Greedy Williams. In the stats. Look at this. Look at this. He makes the catch, right? Comes down and immediately the ball is hit out of his hands. And they called it a touchdown. The game called it a touchdown. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is why when we can't connect to a server, we lose our absolute mind, because this is the kind of crap that we still have to deal with on top of all the other issues. This is not a catch. You got to survive the ground, right? You got to survive bringing the ball down and making yourself in play with getting 2 feet down. He does not do that. Just another broken thing in Madden. Just something else to chalk up to crappy coding. And we're all supposed to just live with. Look at the ball. The ball is literally in his thigh. and that's called a touchdown. Look at right here. Look at that, what I'm highlighting. 4th and 10, pass knocked away by Greedy Williams. Counted as a touchdown. Like it or not, bad coding or not, controversy or not, we have a minute 49 and 3 timeouts, and we need to go down the field and we need points. Can Dylan Gilbert get it done? 1st and 10, empty set. Back to pass. He lets it go short. Slayton makes the quick catch. A gain of 5. Clock still running. Down to about a minute and a half. Gilbert, quick shot over the middle. It's broken up. Oh, that one they got right. That one got called incomplete. 3rd and 5. I don't know why we're in single back. I'm not a fan of this. Quick throw, and again, it's broken up. Oh, man. Game is right here. If we don't convert this, game is probably, yeah, it's going to be over. 4th and 5. Gilbert firing it, and it throws an interception. Wow. Another handoff, and that's it. There's the game. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And we fall apart bad here in this second half, allowing the Jaguars to claw their way back not once but twice. And we are going to fall to Jacksonville. Now it's just, do we even keep first place in the division, or do we just put ourselves in a really, really tough spot for next week? Well, we lost the game, guys, but we somehow keep our first place standing in the AFC South. Obviously, it must be because we split with them. I'm assuming we maybe have a better conference record or even just a better divisional record at the time. I didn't look into it, but those are the obvious reasons for it. So we dodge a bullet there, but now reeling after that loss, we got to go to Tennessee and take on yet another division rival in the Tennessee Titans, a team that we know has done some horrible things to us because of Sir Derrick Henry. And then we finish off the season in Chicago. So three straight games on the road to close it out. And we can't lose this one now. We need to win this game. And even then, we're not guaranteed unless the Jaguars drop a game. So we really have to make sure that we buckle up and we take care of business in Tennessee. Looks like we have a breakout linebacker here. Devin White with a potential breakout to go to X Factor. We need to hold the Titans to 150 yards or get Devin White 3 interceptions, forced fumbles, tackles for loss, or sacks. Well, I can tell you right now, we're not going to hold them to 150 or less. Maybe if White has a huge game, we can force, the 3 of whatever. But, yeah, wow. What a controversial ending to that game. Madden striking again with a horrible situation. But hey, you roll with the punches. Maybe that just adds a little bit of that the unpredictable officiating that we don't get in Madden anymore. I do think that I'm going to explore some of the other books that I've been working on for my Explorers team for the RFL. Some of the other 4-3 books, because now thinking about how Madden has issues coding certain types of defensive schemes, I don't want us to keep playing cover 2 and keep having that happen every week. Because be honest, if we are not running cover 2 on those plays, I don't even think the Jaguars have a chance to come back. You know, those 3 plays were absolutely crucial to them coming back. Obviously, anytime you can put up 3 touchdowns, it's a big deal. The fact is that exploit probably cost us the game. Obviously, the real thing that cost us the game was the controversial ending that should have been turnover on downs. It should have been our ball. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to see about us testing out a new defense next week against the Titans. I already have some in mind that I think will work nicely. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop that like, hit that sub button if you have not already. Turn that bell notification on so you know when I upload some more Texans content, and I'll see you guys next time.